With everyday costs rising, budgets are being stretched thin. Families are having to make tough choices, and in some cases, they're having to get creative to afford things. Northern News Now's Natalie Heopner introduces us to a Duluth business owner's unique way of trying to help and a local professor who explains why things are so challenging right now.
Professional photos can freeze time for parents in a life that seems to fly by. But now costs for those photos are reaching the thousands. One Duluth photographer and former CBS 3 anchor is making sure no families are left out of the frame. In Duluth's Chester Park, Lyanne Yentsch's shutter clicks and a moment is captured.
I love connecting with families and individuals that are looking for professional photos.
But for Yentsch, photography isn't just a job, it's personal.
I know how fast their little moments can go by. I mean, I feel like I had my 7-year-old yesterday. Now she's 7, and we've gone through so many milestones.
As a mom, Yentsch also understands that the price tag to capture these moments can climb out of reach.
Photography can be expensive, and rightfully so. Photographers deserve to be paid for, their expertise, their time, and their talent. But at that time, my husband and I couldn't really afford photography. It was up in the thousands, so that was a big number for us as a small family starting out with our jobs post-college.
Yentsch has wanted to be a photographer since she was little, but the challenge of affording family photos encouraged her to turn that dream into a reality. 2 years ago, she bought a camera off of Facebook Marketplace and launched her photography business with a pledge.
I made a promise to myself that I wanted it to be somewhat accessible for all.
Now Yentsch is taking the promise one step further, starting what she calls the Lee Photography Bartering Collective.
Bartering is something that's been around for centuries. Back then they used to do it all the time, and I think we should bring it back.
With this new collective, families don't pay for photos with cash, but rather something like a gift card to local businesses or trade a service like mechanical work on a car.
No idea is too unique for me. I would love for families to come up to me and say, hey, I can offer this service for this service, and I would gladly take a look at it.
Yentsch is working on her first barter, taking family photos for a woman. When trade will then make balloons for Yentsch's daughter's birthday party. The bartering coming at a time when budgets are tight. On the UMD campus, Monica Haynes directs the Bureau of Business and Economic Research. She works with the university to evaluate the regional economy, including the rising costs in our budgets.
But I think for a lot of families, the cost of groceries is one thing, but bigger things like childcare, housing, their rent, those things make up such a large portion of people's budgets. And they have also really been increasing a lot over the past few years.
Haynes said Duluth families have been hit especially hard by the cost of housing, with the median home price jumping from around $300,000 in 2021 to nearly $470,000 today.
And then your small single-family homes, people aren't selling those because they can't afford to buy a new house. And so there's been less turnover in those more affordable entry-level homes. And so it just is very difficult for like a first-time home buyer or, someone who is just a minimum wage job or some, lower wage family to be able to afford something like that.
In Chester Park, Yentsch keeps clicking the shutter because she believes the best moments in life should not require cash, but rather be just a trade away.
Families and individuals deserve to have really nice photos to capture, those milestones, and it shouldn't, cost an arm and a leg to get them.
Yentsch's Bartering Collective is open to any Northland resident or family. If you're interested in making a trade, you can find her contact information on her social media at Lee's Photography. We also have her page linked on our website at northernnewsnow.com. In studio, Natalie Heopner, Northern News Now.
Thank you, Natalie. Economic experts say that rising inflation is also hitting our pocketbooks, with the Consumer Price Index increasing 0.9% in March. Haynes said that energy prices are also driving up inflation due to the war in the Middle East.